I would say for the past 20 years, which is that they've tested the dietary guidelines in clinical trials. There was a huge test on some 50,000 women where they tested called the Women's Health Initiative. And they just gave them a copy of the guidelines, followed them for almost 8 years, had no benefit, any kind of cancer, and they measured several of them, no benefit for heart disease, weight loss of like 2 pounds compared to the control group, no benefit for preventing diabetes. I mean, virtually a failure. Another experiment that was shorter, but more well-controlled, meaning they actually fed people and gave them a lot of food so they could have better control over what they were eating. They tested the dietary guidelines against what we might call a junk food diet, where they were allowed to eat jelly beans all day long, more desserts, more starches, more just worse diet. At the end of that experiment, the people on the junk food diet really looked almost the same as the people who had been on the dietary guidelines. There was one measure of blood pressure that looked very, very slightly lower, but otherwise they did not look significantly better.
So after this evidence is found, was there then a course correction at the federal level?
So this is what I'm trying to explain a little bit, which is how hard it is to self-correct once a policy is underway. And the reality was no. What happens is that second experiment I was telling you about the junk food diet, not reported on, not discussed in the press, not discussed by experts. That is a story. I could tell you 10 of stories like that, where major studies funded by the government, inconvenient findings, and then just buried or not published.